Starting a residential group home can be life-changing for you and the people that you serve. But with strict regulations, funding challenges, and location hurdles, where do you even begin? Here's what you need to know about how to turn this into a thriving and impactful business. The first step in starting a residential group home is figuring out your purpose and who you want to serve. This decision will shape everything, from licensing to funding to the type of care and services that you plan to offer. Some common groups that benefit from residential care include individuals with developmental or intellectual disabilities, adults with mental health conditions, seniors who need assisted living, and youth in foster care or those transitioning into independent living. My personal favorite is senior housing, or what we call residential assisted living. You know, I personally invest in that strategy, and I have for the last 14 plus years. We cash flow well and we serve seniors who are in need. It's a win-win, and it's a great way to do good and do well. Because group homes are designed to provide safe and supportive environments, they're subject to strict regulations, which I think is a good thing. These rules vary by state, so it's important to research what's required in your area, but usually your state's Department of Health and Human Services website or a similar agency can help you determine which license you'll need based on your target population, zoning, and building code requirements. They'll also tell you about staffing and training standards and health and safety regulations. Of course, this is all going to vary based on location and type of group you plan to serve in your group home. A solid business plan will be key to making sure that your group home is successful. It should outline your goals, strategies, and financial plans. Start with a mission statement that clearly defines your purpose and the impact you want to make. Conduct a market analysis to check the demand for a group home in your area and identify your target residents. Budgeting is another big one. Factor in startup costs, ongoing expenses, and projected revenue, including costs for licensing, staff salaries, utilities, food, and other essentials. Look into different funding sources such as grants, loans, Medicaid waivers, or private donations. Additionally, creating a staffing plan that details the qualifications and responsibilities of your team, as well as an operational plan that includes policies and procedures for resident care, safety protocols, and emergency preparedness. Financing a group home can be challenging, so it's important to explore different funding options. Grants, whether federal, state, or local, can provide financial support for social services, housing, or community development. Many states offer Medicaid waivers, which can help cover the cost of care for eligible residents and act as a steady income source. Small business loans from the SBA or nonprofit financing programs may also be an option, again, depending on the group you plan to serve. Private donations from local businesses, community organizations, and philanthropists can make a big difference as well. When it comes to your group home, choosing the right location will be critical to your group home success. You'll really want to find a place that best suits the group you're looking to serve. Look for a property that meets zoning laws and is accessible for residents, staff, and essential services like medical facilities and public transportation. You'll also need to make sure that there's enough space for the residents to live comfortably. We're not just shoving people into a home, absolutely not. You want the property to comply with fire safety and building codes, and make sure that it includes accessibility features for those with mobility challenges. Once you've found the perfect spot for your group home, you may need to start making some renovations, installing safety equipment, or purchasing furniture and supplies to meet all health, safety, and licensing requirements. Depending on which type of group home you're doing, you're going to be looking for different things. For example, a group home will be in a very different neighborhood than a residential assisted living home might be. So when it comes to staffing and when it comes to looking for that home, finding out which type of group home we're doing first is the main decision you've got to make up front. Your staff will be the heart of your group home, so hiring the right people is essential. Look for individuals who are compassionate, skilled, and committed to your mission. Depending on the population you serve, staff members may need specific training, like CPR or first aid certification, crisis intervention skills, or even specialized knowledge about disabilities or mental health conditions. Providing ongoing training and support ensures that your team is always prepared to handle challenges and provide high-quality care. If you want to learn more about all the types of group homes, but especially senior housing with residential assisted living, trust me, it's an incredible opportunity to serve, and it's a win-win all at the same time. Check out this video next. You're not going to want to miss it. Before opening your doors, you'll need to complete the licensing process. This typically involves submitting an application to your state's licensing agency. You'll also need to pass inspections to ensure that you meet all health, safety, and operational standards, as well as provide documentation such as your business plan. They may want to see proof of funding and the staff qualifications. Inspections can be rigorous and unannounced, so be ready to address any issues quickly to avoid delays. Having clear policies and procedures in place will help your group home run smoothly. These should cover resident intake, discharge, medication management, emergency response plans, all of your house rules, behavior management, and staff responsibilities. Well-defined policies create consistency, improve accountability, and foster a safe, structured environment for both your staff and your residents. To attract residents and gain community support, develop a marketing strategy that highlights your mission and services. Consider building a professional website with detailed information about your group home and what you're offering to the community. Network with healthcare providers, social workers, and community organizations, or host an open house. The more people that come in and can see what you offer, the better you'll be. If you can host information sessions, that will also help you reach potential residents and maybe even their families if they're involved in this process. Once your group home is up and running, it's important to check in regularly to see what's working and what you could improve on. Talk to the residents, their families, the staff, and anyone else involved to get their feedback and spot areas for improvement. Stay on top of any changes in state or city regulations and whatever best practices there are so that you're always in compliance and providing top quality care. Follow us more here on YouTube to keep learning about group housing and especially residential assisted living. I'll see you here for more.